Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and daily Chelsea news update. Apologies for the delay, guys. StreamYard was having a few issues, but we are here and there is plenty to dive into as always, guys. Chelsea have joined the race for Stuttgart's Serhou Guirassy, according to reports in Germany. Estevao Willian has completed his Chelsea medical in Brazil last night, and Fabrizio Romano has revealed all the details of the deal, the final breakdown of the costs, and of course, what Chelsea's plans will be for the 17-year-old or 18-year-old when he joins the club. Obviously, we got a little update from Michael Olise as well. The Academy Scoop was on a playback stream with Alex Goldberg last night, providing a few more details on that front. So we've got loads to dive into in that regard as well, and any further news that might come in whilst we are live. So big up to everyone that's locked in. Appreciate each and every single one of you that are already in the building. 54 already. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here. You guys know what to do. Shirt details coming tomorrow. Giveaway details for the shirt for the 10K giveaway are coming tomorrow, guys. So make sure you're subscribed to be in with a chance of winning. But yeah, run up the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Heading towards 10.1K now. Let's get there as quickly as possible. And let's dive into today's show. Let's have a look what people are saying. Going to dive into this right now. Yes, big up, brother. I hope you're doing good. Thando, big up, my guy. Yes, big up, big up. Marty, hope you're doing well, brother. Yeah, the people know what to do. The people know what to do. First couple of games of the Euros have been good. Yeah, I think there's one on now, is it? It was just finished or whatever. Switzerland against Hungary. And then obviously Spain, Croatia at 5 o'clock, which is half decent. And then we'll see from there Italy and Albania. Can I say Zach is the best? Yeah, sure. Zach is the best. Yes, big up, brother. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, people, let's dive into it then. Let's start with the Estevao Willian news then, because reports from Brazil that have been subsequently confirmed by Fabrizio Romano this morning. Oh, we've also got the latest on Armando Broja as well, by the way. As well, because AC Milan want to sign the striker and they're sending scouts today to watch Italy versus Albania. Right, so Estevao Willian underwent his medical for his move to Chelsea and Sao Paulo this Friday afternoon, so last night, accompanied by officials from Chelsea. So obviously we knew a deal had been agreed last month, and then obviously we've been waiting for the official announcements. There's been a few hold-ups with a few minor details here and there. But we are obviously progressing forwards nicely now, and we're just awaiting an official announcement. Medical's been complete, so barring any last-minute changes of heart or anything like that, or any major issues, which you can never entirely rule out in football, Estevao Willian will become a Chelsea player. Now, Fabrizio Romano has provided a breakdown of the costs, and it is going to be a record-breaking transfer. Estevao, if all goes to plan, will become the most expensive South American teenager in history, which is quite something. So final payment structure for Estevao Willian, £33.8 million up front, 16.9 million in easy add-ons, and then 4.2 million in what are described as difficult add-ons. So total is going to be £54.9 million. He will be a Chelsea player and sign until 2032. So that would be what, 6-7 year contract. And the plan is for him to go straight into the first team squad. That seems kind of mad. But I suppose when you're paying this much money for someone, like, you are going to want some sort of assurances over, you're obviously going to back your investment, and he's going to go straight into the first team squad. Quite where he's going to fit in remains to be seen. I'm a little bit unsure right now where he fits in. We've got the likes of Mudryk, Madueke, Sterling at the moment still on the books. Dare I say, if we sign Michael Olise, you've got Nkunku and Cole Palmer that can also play wide. You've got Kendry Paez and Estevao coming in 2025. There's an abundance of riches in those wide areas, and it would suggest to me that a number of at least one, maybe even two wide players are going to leave either this summer or next summer, or certainly over the next 2 summers. Why am I wearing an Al Hilal shirt? Because I like Neymar, and why not? You know, at the end of the day, I'm a football fan. Just because you wear a shirt of another team doesn't mean that you don't support. Doesn't mean you don't love Chelsea. Just like I'd wear a Ronaldo Al Nassr shirt, just like I'd wear a Bellingham Real Madrid shirt or whatever. It's football. It's appreciating the game. In a minute. Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. We're going to dive into the Duran stuff shortly. He's coming Chelsea in 2025, confirmed. He'll get kicked. No, I don't think he will necessarily. Yeah, I know right now as a 17-year-old, he looks very slight, but he'll grow into his body. He's got a lot of developing to do as a player. So these are all things that will be taken into account. He's not going to arrive at Chelsea looking like he is right now. He will develop. He will kind of beef up a little bit, add some muscle, grow into his frame a little bit more. So I don't really have any. I don't have any worries that he's going to be lightweight. I don't have any worries that he's going to be lightweight necessarily in the Premier League. He might be to start with, but I think he'll absolutely get up to speed, and hopefully he'll become as good as what people think he's going to be. I know I was obviously a bit critical over the Duran situation, that we might pay 40 million for someone that we don't know any idea how good he is. But then we could spend up to 55 million pounds on a 17-year-old. At the end of the day, we are paying for potential, and this is the price you pay for potential. No one's got any idea how good this kid's going to be. He's made 21 appearances for Palmeiras, scoring 3 goals and providing 3 assists to date so far. Cucurella is starting for Spain. Cucurella starts for Spain today, and well deserved as well. Absolutely well deserved. No denying that whatsoever. And you've got no idea how good this guy's going to be. Him, Kendry Páez. Obviously, Páez is a lot more down the. Páez is a lot further down the road in terms of his development. I know they're the same age. Páez is probably a few months older, but in terms of exposure to first-team football and whatnot, Páez is a full Ecuadorian international, and he's been playing first-team football for a lot longer. So he is more developed and further down. Further down the line than Estevao is. But again, look, just because these guys are showing promise right now, we have honestly got no idea how they're going to develop and if their game's going to suit the Premier League. What's the environment going to be like at Chelsea to develop these players and give them the best chance of reaching the potential that we believe they have. These are all questions that need answering, and we're not going to get the answers to those until the earliest 2025, but more likely 2026, 2027 is when we're going to start seeing whether any of this is going to be worthwhile, or will be showing signs of being worthwhile. This is the big thing with all this stuff. If we get Europa League football next season, both can play in that. Well, Europa League, Champions League, whatever it might be. I just wonder what the pathway is going to be. That's all, because you would think if we sign Michael Olise this summer, then that's the right wing locked down, as it is with Noni Madueke. Although maybe Madueke might move on, who knows? We just have to wait. We just have to wait and see on that front. But at this point in time, I struggle to see where he fits in right now. Obviously, Chelsea have got a plan. They'll have in their ideas what players are going to be part of the project moving forward and which ones aren't. I'd imagine that Raheem Sterling at the end of next season will be moved on. He'll have 2 years left on his contract, and he certainly won't be offered a new one. So I don't think they'll let him go into the last 12 months. Although I'm not sure. You just don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what the market for Sterling is. But more important than any transfer fee that you get for Sterling has got to be. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's have a look. What are we saying here? 55 million still. We hope all the add-ons will trigger as he's supposed to be a big talent. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I think the way we've got to look at this is we're paying an initial, let's call it £34 million, right, for a 17-year-old, which, look, is a lot of money. Let's make no mistake about it, for someone that's played 21 senior games for Palmeiras. But ultimately, if things go to plan, and let's say we end up paying the £55 million for him, it generally means that the team would have done well, and in likelihood, he would have done quite well as well. So all in all, I suppose in this day and age, if he develops into the player that we think he's going to develop into, and he's regarded along with Paez as two of the brightest talents to currently be in South America, then you'd have to say that £55 million, if he goes on to be a success, would look to represent a very good deal. There's no doubt about it at all. Absolutely no doubt about it. But let's wait and see, guys. I'm excited to see how he does. Again, I've not watched an awful lot of him, but he was playing with the likes of obviously he was playing with Endrick, and he was playing with Luis Guilherme, who has just gone to West Ham United as well. So that was part of a pretty tasty front three: Endrick, Estevao, and Luis Guilherme at Palmeiras. And so, yeah, he's going to come in the summer of 2025. It's a lot of money. The plans for the first team. Let's wait and see what Chelsea are going to do. A lot can change between now and obviously summer 2025 when he's going to come. There was some reports suggesting that Palmeiras didn't want to let him join until December 2025 because they want him to play in the Club World Cup for them. Now, I'm not really sure how true that is. I've only seen it from one outlet, but let's see if any more comes to light from that. But unfortunately, as soon as he turns 18, brothers, unfortunately, guys, he's coming to Chelsea. None of this, we'll keep him until 2025, the end, and we want him to play in the Club World Cup. And unless that's been stipulated and agreed in the deal, then that isn't happening. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. I haven't been looking at Estevao. What's he good at? Oh, look, he's obviously, he's a bit of a flair player. He's got a lot of charisma, a lot of flair. He's good with the ball at his feet, can pick a pass. One of those typical kind of Brazilian young. He's a little bit different to Endrick in terms of, obviously, Endrick's more of an out-and-out forward, whereas Estevao can play either side or in the number 10 role. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. Hope if he can become as good as we think he's going to be and as good as people predict him to be, then he is going to be a real big superstar. But at the moment, there's a lot of ifs and buts in this deal. A lot of ifs and buts. Crystal Palace interested in Madueke. I've not seen anything to suggest that. Yeah, no, Paez is definitely steps ahead of him. As I mentioned earlier, Paez is definitely further down the line in his development. No doubt about it whatsoever. He's absolutely further down the line in his development. Palmer, Olise, Estevao, and Paez, traffic jam. Well, look, yeah, that's one thing that, it's all very well signing these talents and accumulating these players. If we add Michael Olise, to the mix this summer, then, yeah, there's going to be a lot of competition for places, and players are going to have to be moved on. I suspect Amari Hutchinson will move on either this summer or next summer. Raheem Sterling will be moved on. And then depending on what happens this season, I suspect maybe even one of Mykhailo Mudryk and Noni Madueke could potentially be moved on. That's what I'm predicting at this point in time, because there's simply too many players and too much competition for places. Estevao and Paez have not been signed to not be part of the project. They will absolutely be part of the project. Raheem Sterling clearly is not going to be part of the project moving forward. And then I think only one of Mudryk or Madueke, if we sign Michael Olise, will be part of the project going forward. And I suspect Madueke and Mudryk will be playing for their Chelsea careers very much over the upcoming season. But yeah, he'll end up getting sold below 20 million. Well, I'm not sure about that. Let's try and have a bit of faith in these new players. Let's try and have a little bit of faith in these signings. It's a lot of money to spend. Chelsea are clearly taking the South American market very seriously. I think they're obviously fuming that we missed out on Endrick when we were very close to signing him. And it's something the club have not really looked at in the past, going into the South American market. It's something very much that has been done by the Spanish giants, your Real Madrids, your Barcelonas, to a lesser extent, your Portos have very much been taking advantage of that market. Even Shakhtar Donetsk to perhaps a lesser extent, even further. But, in years gone by, these sorts of signings, your Paez's, your Estevaos and whatnot, that would have been a Real Madrid or a Barcelona sign. You've seen them sign Vinicius, Rodrigo, now Endrick. You've seen Barcelona take players with South America. Vitor Roque has gone there, even though that's not worked out as yet for him. And to see Chelsea competing in that market, trying to uncover the next kind of Vinicius Junior type player can only be viewed as a positive. And I think it's a market that we've massively neglected, and a market that there's so much potential to tap into. And under this new ownership, we really are making some inroads into there. Whether these guys are all going to be good enough for the first team and make a successful career for themselves at Chelsea remains to be seen. But a number of them will absolutely be able to be flipped on for a healthy profit. We've got Paez coming. Estevao is imminent. We've already signed Andre Santos. We've signed Angelo Gabriel. We've signed David Washington. So you've got Washington, Santos, Gabriel, and then Paez, and now obviously Estevao coming as well. But that's going to be the final structure. Just waiting for an official announcement now. I suppose final signatures on the deals. I can't see how any of this is going to fall through. By the way, guys, over 200 people in the building. Smash that like button, people. There's only 56 likes and there's over 200 locked in. Guys, come on. What are we playing at here? What are we playing at here? Run those likes up. This should be on 100 likes easy by now. So let's get those likes up, and people keep subscribing to the channel as well. If you are new round here, we're racing towards 10.1k. So every new subscriber helps. Please smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed now. And remember, guys, if you're subscribed, you're in with a chance of winning a Chelsea shirt of your choice from the upcoming season, with details on that giveaway to be announced tomorrow. So make sure you are locked in and subscribed. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. But run those likes up and subscribe to the channel. Madueke could go on good money as well. He could go for good money potentially. As good as it is to sign these next big things, we need to focus on getting some experienced players in. No, absolutely agree on that front. I think what is important to remember as well, guys, is that we aren't signing. This is not a signing at the expense of investing in the first team. This is an as well as signing. This is not taking budget away from the first team or anything like that. There's very much a separate budget dealing with these future signings, as it were. This is not taken away from the first team. This is not neglecting the first team in any way whatsoever. I don't really know right now. I suppose whoever has the better season next season has got a better chance of staying. Both have got good skill sets. Both bring something slightly different to the table. And right now, it's quite a difficult decision to make. I mean, look, this is just reports, and I'm going to dive into the Guirassy stuff in a sec. I'm absolutely down with getting Guirassy as well. I've mentioned it on a few previous shows. Mudryk is in serious trouble. Seems like he needs a loan. Let's wait and see. Let's see how he does at the Euros. Let's see how he does in pre-season. Let's see how he starts the season, whether he hits the ground running or not. Prefer Boniface over Guirassy. I mean, Boniface, though, has only literally just joined Leverkusen last summer. I don't see him necessarily moving anywhere, if I'm being totally honest. Yep, there is a release clause for Guirassy. And I think, look, that wraps up the Estevao chat. We should get a final announcement, an official announcement some point soon, maybe next week. Everything appears to be done. And let's dive into this Serhou Guirassy stuff. So there's a report from Bild, the German outlet. Let me just find it now. Where are we? Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, we've got an update on Nicholas Jackson as well, which we can go through later on. So Chelsea have joined the race for Stuttgart forward Serhou Guirassy. Now, Guirassy scored 28 Bundesliga goals last season. He finished second. He finished runner-up to Harry Kane in the Bundesliga scoring charts. He's 28 years old, and he's a little bit of a journeyman striker, as it were. This is really the first season in his career where he's hit these sorts of numbers and has almost kind of announced himself on the scene. What's appealing for Guirassy is that there's a release clause believed to be around £15 million for him in his contract, which is ridiculously cheap. To sign a player of his quality is at £15 million would be absolutely crazy. No doubt about it. It would be. It's someone that's got experience, someone with a different profile to Nicholas Jackson, someone that absolutely knows where the back of the net is. He's been around the block a bit more. We bring some leadership qualities to Chelsea as well, and we just represent a thoroughly good signing for that level of money. I'd almost say that if Chelsea were to sign Guirassy, it kind of gets to a point where there's very few downsides. There will be very, very few downsides. It is. This is my point here. Yes, it's only one season, and what he's done previously in his career, hasn't exactly set the world alight in any way whatsoever. But I look at it, same with free transfers obviously to a lesser degree. I think £15 million or someone that could be a backup forward and a very good rotation option, or even first choice at times, it could play a potentially key role. £15 million is going to be next to zero expectations on him, and it would represent smart business, which is why I think Chelsea probably won't do it. And the likes of Arsenal, AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund are also thought to be interested in the Guinea international as well. So, we've got to be smart here. We've got to think a little bit outside the box. The striker market's not great. We're clearly not going for a top name for one reason or another. Let's wait and see on this. Guirassy is a top finisher and ready made for now top choice. I mean, I don't know if he's ready made for top choice, but he can certainly come in and make a difference. I'm not sure how you come into that conclusion. We'll never believe in a million years Chelsea will buy a 28-year-old player. No, I absolutely hear you on that front. I do hear you on that front, and that is fair. But Chelsea have been linked to Guirassy. Whether there's anything in these links or not remains to be seen. Whether it's just an easy click because they know that Chelsea need a striker, and it's an easy sell at the end of the day. No risk and not much money. No, it's not. It's only really one season for Gyökeres as well. Well, one season in the big time. Yeah, he was very good in the Championship the previous season. Yeah, I do as well. I think Madueke, I really like him. I'd do a swap deal with Palace, get Olise and trade Noni. Well, if we're going to swap in players, I would much rather give Amari Hutchinson to Palace. It would be extremely cheap, but Tony is the better 28-year-old version. Yeah, no, of course. Look, if Tony's available for say, £60 million, or it's a choice of Tony or Guirassy, then I'm definitely going for Serhou Guirassy. But there is obviously competition for his signature. But his skill set, does suit. It does suit. It does suit Chelsea. It's just something. It's something a little bit different. I mean, the report states that even though he's happy in Stuttgart, he and his family, he's expected to leave. He's meant to be available for around 15 to 17 million pounds, which is a stipulated release clause, and we've joined the race to sign him, according to reports in Germany. Now, Bild is a very accurate German publication, but again, we need to wait and see. We need to wait and see on that front. But it's not just the target. He's a good player. He's a good player. He plays well in the half space. I've watched a bit of him at Stuttgart this season. He's involved in the build-up play a lot as well, which is what Maresca likes from his centre forwards. And he also brings a bit of a variation. He can do the target man job, and he can do the sort of poaching fox in the box type stuff. And Guirassy and Jackson would complement each other pretty well. They essentially between them cover the majority of the profiles you would want in a striker directly. And Maresca likes to vary how he uses the striker dependent on the opposition. So I think a move for Guirassy would be great. He fits the profile to a T, gives us more aerial dominance, and he's ridiculously cheap. He's not going to get in the way of Nico Jackson. He'll supplement him well. And then maybe next summer we can reassess the striker market, see where Jackson is, see what's happening with Guirassy, and then maybe spend big money on a forward if we need to. I don't see many downsides to signing Serhou Guirassy, guys. I really don't. Yeah, sad news today, and also to the Millwall goalkeeper whose name slips my mind, unfortunately. Yeah, sad news. So yeah, all thoughts with with their family and friends at this difficult time. Yeah, guys, keep running the lights up. We're still over 200 in the building. You lot are smashing it today. Absolutely smashing it. We're 12 likes from 100, guys. So make sure you are running those likes up. We need to be over 100. Should be heading towards 150. Light work. This would be so much better and smart sign than Duran. Yeah, I hear you. He's a target man, or it can do both. Can do both. Do you think Chelsea want to have 3 strikers, Jackson, Duran, and Serhou, or Serhou a replacement to Duran? Look, again, I think ideally Chelsea would probably go with 2 strikers, and then Nkunku would be that third option to fill in. I don't see I don't see there being 3 out and out strikers, as it were. I don't see there being 3 out and out strikers. His best season in German league, the brother is 28. Yeah, so players develop at different rates. Drogba didn't turn pro until he was about 22 or till about 21 or 22. Yes, big up, big up. An experienced striker that is also a goal scorer. Until my man is holding the shirt, I won't believe it. I don't think he's going to be holding the shirt anytime soon, but it's just a link that I thought I would dive into. If we get rid of Connor, I want to see Andre Santos get more minutes. Yeah, look, I think if Connor does go, then I think Santos will step in and take those minutes. I don't see... I don't envisage a situation where, we go into the market and then sign someone else yet again. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. For me, Jackson starts ahead of all these strikers we're linked with. Yeah, I would probably say he does. I would probably say Nicholas Jackson would start ahead of these strikers. But, I mean, look, Guirassy is an interesting one. It's a cheap option. A cheap alternative option, which is great. It is going to be an interesting one, a really interesting one. And let's wait and see. Yeah, let's have a look, people. There is very little downside. It doesn't work. If it doesn't work, we go big on the next striker. Yeah, I hear you. And look, there's a lot to like about Guirassy. Obviously, there's a slight concern that, of course, this is only his first season. But only his first season, sorry, that he's obviously done well. This is his first season that he's done well, but I don't know. But yeah. Yes, thank you. Big up, brother. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. Good to see Marc Correa start for Spain. Yeah, absolutely. Thoroughly deserved, in my view. Thoroughly deserved. He's been really good towards the back end of the season. He's reinvented himself in that inverted role. And yeah, just genuinely, displaying, showing he's a top player and the player that we paid the money for, and I think he could have a big role to play under Maresca. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him next season. But let's what else have we got? No, big up to Mr. Flex Music. Thank you so much, brother, for the donation. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for your support as always. This is a good option for us as we need bucks to splash on Olise. No, I don't think we're necessarily struggling for money, as it were, guys. But look, if there are smart options if there are smart deals to be done in the market, then we should absolutely be looking at tapping into those. We should absolutely be tapping into those smart deals in the market. No doubt about it whatsoever. We should sell Chilwell and get Robinson from Fulham. Again, Anthony Robinson from Fulham is another one who, has done very well this season. Chelsea were linked with him, but a lot's gone quiet on on him potentially leaving Craven Cottage this summer. Maybe more will become clear after the Copa America. Who knows? Hope Jackson's used as a winger instead next season. Jackson will be used. Jackson, by all accounts, is going to be the main centre forward next season. He will be the main forward next season if we sign a Duran. If it looks like we're going to sign Duran, we're gonna have to see. I hope we get Arsenal, Liverpool very early in the season so they know how ready we are. Well, I don't know how ready we're going to be. We're going to find out imminently on the pre-season tour how ready we really are. This pre-season is absolutely vital for the football club. Maresca's got to get down to work quickly, get to know the players very quickly establish what his preferred lineup's going to be, and just drill it. He needs to absolutely drill it. I think Guirassy would be good. I agree. Proper finisher. Yeah, he's got all sorts of finishes in his locker, and it's he is so damn. I think he's done really well. I mean, from what I've watched of Fulham this season against the bigger sides, the games that have been on the TV over here, I've been really impressed with him. I've been really, really impressed with him. Palmer and Kunku and Olise bring on the title if we get Olise. I mean, I think we need to rein ourselves in a little bit. But if we sign Michael Olise and say, we add Smartly in the window, then there's absolutely no reason whatsoever why we can't make a real big push for the top four and even top three, because you just don't know what Liverpool are going to be like under Arne Slot. You've got no idea what sort of players they're going to sign. So that's another interesting conundrum there. Done that. Madrid pre-season is the test. We've got Madrid, Man City pre-season, Celtic, Club America, Wrexham. 5 games in 5 cities. It's going to be a busy tour. Olise is nothing is done. Brother, I know you're disappointed that Olise is not going to be wearing red next season, but just relax yourself. What do you think of Olise joining Chelsea? Well, hopefully, look, by the sounds of things, it's getting pretty close. But again, until he's holding the shirt, after what happened last summer, there are no guarantees. But all the noise that's coming out, all the reports that are coming out would suggest that Chelsea are at the front of the queue. But until it's all signed and delivered and he's holding that shirt, after what happened last summer, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. I'm really going to try not to on this one. At least they won't go to Chelsea. That takes guys. The deal could be done already, but he wants to see his options. Let's wait and see. But yeah, that's the latest on Serhou Guirassy. Someone that is probably going to get a big move this summer. He's probably going to get his move. He's going to get his move. Off. And if I was him, I'd take it, because his stock might never be higher in his career. You don't know if he's going to have another season like this. If he waits one more season with Stuttgart, plays the Champions League and whatnot, doesn't really push on in terms of last season to next season, then the big move could be gone. I think he very much probably needs to strike whilst the iron is hot, make the most of his brilliant season last season and get a move to a top club, your Chelseas, your Arsenals, your AC Milans. Even if he wants to stay in Germany, a move to Borussia Dortmund, is a bigger club. I'm not sure if it appeals that much. But let's see what happens. Robinson, I think, is an inverted fullback. He'd be excellent under Maresca. Fair. By Guirassy, Olise. I mean, Calafiore, I think, is going to go to Juventus following Thiago Motta from Bologna. Hincapié, again, by Leverkusen centre-half. He's a good player. I think he does. He wanted to join us last summer, and I don't think anything has necessarily changed within that regard. He wanted to join the club last summer. So as far as I'm concerned, Chelsea wouldn't be pushing this hard if they weren't convinced the player was open to joining the club. Do you think Duran, if he comes, would fit in Chelsea in general? I think eventually. I think to start with, obviously, like with any young, raw, and experienced players, it'll take a little bit of time. But I think, over time, Duran could certainly fit well at Chelsea and could certainly, develop into a decent footballer. That's definitely possible. Whether that's going to happen or not is another thing. But yeah, anyway, these Guirassy rumours could be leveraged. Yep, they absolutely could. They're absolutely good. Don't underestimate the amount of games that are played in the transfer market. You know, when teams are close for a deal for someone, they drop, you know, some little hints that are linked with someone else. It's an interesting one. So yeah, I'm gonna be keeping my fingers crossed. I don't think it's gonna be I don't think anything imminent is going to happen on this front at all. Dovbyk is clear. Guirassy, yeah, Dovbyk I think is going to go to Atletico Madrid. It's not done yet, but by all accounts, it's heading towards that way. I think he's got a 40 million euros release clause, and he wants to stay in Spain. Big talent to watch. Yeah, it's not Chelsea related, but Nesta Irinkunda, top talent, recently signed for Bayern Munich. What are the American kid? Bro, your stadium leaks and there's piss all over the floor. I've been there twice and it's horrendous. Dovbyk is an excellent choice, to be honest. Yep. But yeah, anyway. It's always good to start the game at home. Always good to start the season at home. But ultimately, I'm not really that asked where the season starts. But yeah, it's always nice to start the season at home. Make no mistake about it. Newcastle wants Madueke, but I was like, when I read that news, will you give us Isaac then? Yeah, well, I don't think Newcastle want. Yeah, Guirassy's 28, which maybe might put them off. But at some point, we are going to have to, you know, break away from this model because, you know, we are going to need some experience. Guirassy has the unexpected hit feel to it. Late bloomers giving hope to the slow burners. Yeah, I absolutely hear it. So that is going to be an interesting one to see what happens. Guys, still 223 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Let's get this up to 150 likes, guys. There's only 112. We can definitely do better than this. I'm not asking you lot for any money. Just asking for, you know, for you to hit that like button and help me out and help spread, you know, help boost the stream and the algorithm, get more eyes on the channel. So please do hit the thumbs up button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds and helps me out more than you could imagine. So let's get this up to 150 likes, guys. 220 in the building, and keep subscribing to the channel as well. We're on 10,046, guys. Let's get this to 10,050. So again, keep smashing that subscribe button. Join the journey. Become part of the channel. We're building something good here. You know, this is just the beginning. So make sure, guys, you are subscribed. And of course, the shirt detail, the giveaway for the shirt details coming tomorrow. Make sure you are subscribed to be in with a chance. But yeah, there's definitely people in it out of the 216 that aren't subscribed. So guys, please subscribe. Please run the likes up. Sign Havertz and get Poch. Let's see. Which players would you like to sign for Chelsea? Realistically, I'd say Michael Olise, Serhou, Guirassy. I'd be happy with those two. You know, I don't think we need that much this summer. But yeah, I'd be happy with those two. Maybe Santiago Jimenez from Feyenoord. Yes. Big up. But yeah, let's see what happens on that front. But guys, we're going to move on to Michael Olise now, because the Academy Scoop provided a little bit of an update on Olise on an Alex Goldberg stream the other night. I think last night, actually. The main few things that I'm hit is this is the Academy Scoop, who's like, I think he's quite prominent in youth football, works a lot in youth football. Too expensive. I think his release clause is about 75 million euros. There's just no way that they're going to be spending that. One player I think we should have signed as under Madrid is Leao. Look, the Leao at the time we were talking about 100 million euros deal. It didn't happen. I don't really know at any point how close that move was. To be perfectly honest, I don't think it was. I don't think it was that close in all honesty. But there were strong links at the time. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Academy Scoop adding the main few things that I'm hearing is that Michael Olise's relationship with Joe Shields is really strong. They have maintained a close relationship, and I'm told Joe is the one really pushing for this deal. In Joe Shields, we trust. My guy. Joe Shields doing the business, brings us Cole Palmer, brings us Romeo Lavia. You know, he's heavily pushing for this Michael Olise deal. If Joe Shields wants a player, then you know that, you know, a good deal is there to be had. You know, it's going to be a signing worth making when Joe Shields is involved, because that's the sort of thing. That's the sort of thing that he does. You know, Joe Shields is the GOAT. Yeah, look, I don't think we've made a lot of signings on pitch and off pitch, behind the scenes and whatnot. And like, one of the best things we've done is bring Joe Shields to the football club, because I have a feeling that probably Cole Palmer doesn't join if Joe Shields is not here. And probably there's a chance that Romeo Lavia doesn't join. I don't think you can underestimate the relationships that Joe Shields has got with so many of these younger players. And he plays an absolutely vital role in closing these deals and getting these players to come to Stamford Bridge. I mean, I think he's head of. I think he's like, I don't know what his actual job title is at Chelsea. Let me find what Joe Shields' actual job title is at Chelsea. What is he? He's something to do with recruitment, but he's not a sporting director. He's co-director of recruitment and talent. Is the exact job title. So co-director of recruitment and talent. So obviously he plays a pretty sizable role at the club. Best signings we've done are because of Joe Shields. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Joe Shields was involved in Malo Gusto or anything like that, but certainly, you know, a number of the good signings have been as a result of Joe Shields. Is the Guirassy news legit? I don't know. Look, it's coming from Bild, which is one of Germany's biggest publications, one of their most reliable outlets. How true it is, I don't know. There's obviously teams are definitely interested in signing Guirassy. Whether they've just put Chelsea's name in there to get a few more clicks, I don't know. But there is obviously interest in Guirassy. And I think Guirassy is more than likely someone that Chelsea have probably looked at in the past. You know, as I said, had a very good season, 28 Bundesliga goals, second to only Harry Kane. And at £15 million roughly, with his ridiculously low release clause, it does represent a bargain for someone and a punt 100% worth taking. Yeah, unfortunately he does. It should be the other way around. How many players did Joe Shields bring in? Well, I don't think personally, but I think he had a big role in Parma, had a big role in Lavia. Those are the two main ones. He's pushing hard for this Michael Olise one. And in terms of the other deals, I'm not too sure what he's been involved in. Yeah, he absolutely does. I don't trust these links unless I hear something from Fabrizio. That's when I will get excited. No, these guys are good, you know. Like, you obviously, when it comes from Fabrizio or an Ornstein, you can start to believe it a bit more, and it's probably more than likely to happen. But these guys in youth football, the Academy Scoop, Secret Scout, they've got really good connections in youth football. So, you know, when they talk about youth football, then that's something that, you know, that should be listened to. So that was the first bit. That was the first bit that was mentioned, and then the second bit. Where are we? Yeah. The second bit, Chelsea are in a strong position over Michael Olise, and they feel very confident they can get it over the line. Right now, there's no real threat to that. To my understanding, there's a generic agreement on personal terms. That's not the full green light. But should a fee be agreed and Olise gives the green light, that's now all set up to go ahead. Chelsea have done far more groundwork than any other club at the moment. The inside feeling is that it gets done. The timeline is likely to be more protracted than some might expect. He has been described as a methodical person. He won't rush to an impulsive decision. He's likely to listen to United and any other proposals that come in, but Chelsea has a strong position for a number of reasons. There's a lot of confidence. Chelsea are obviously getting this confidence from somewhere. I don't think they'd be overly confident or overconfident, sorry, if they didn't know what reasons if they didn't know what reasons were there. So let's time will tell. And hopefully, we get we get a resolution to this sooner rather than later. But I think the reality of the situation is on this one, guys, that it's going to take a little bit of time. Olise is gonna it's going to take a bit of time. I think he will listen to all proposals that come on the table. I mean, I don't think he's interested in Newcastle or Bayern Munich, but he will certainly listen to Man United. He's obviously a boyhood Man United fan. But at the moment, I don't see how United even come to the table in this, because they simply don't have the finances. They just put in that ridiculous £35 million bid for Jared Branthwaite last night. Their priorities are other areas right now. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that front. I don't like the bashing of board members. I find Chelsea fans big up others to bash other people. Same with the players. No, I think there's a difference between hate and criticism. I don't hate Winstanley and Stewart, but I think they've done a poor job on the whole since they've been here. And I have also praised them for the stuff they've got right many, many times. For the signings of Palmer, for the signings of Malo Gusto and alike. Generally speaking, the player recruitment and the talent identification player-wise has not been that bad. Their managerial identification is a different conversation. That really hasn't been particularly great at all, if we're being perfectly honest. They've got a number of things wrong, and this one simply has to work. Problem is, I want him as a sporting director because he'll be smarter than these owners, and they will fire him for being competent. I don't know when we're going to get big Michael Olise news. I suspect, certainly in the next 2 weeks, I would expect there to be some serious movement by the end of this month, because, of course, Olise is going to the Olympics with France. He's been called up by Thierry Henry for the French under-23 squad for the home Olympics. He'll want his future decided before that, 100%. He won't want to be. He won't want to be dealing with that at all. He won't he won't full focus on that. Won't want to be dealing with his future. So I suspect it'll be decided well before then. In my own opinion, I would expect to hear something before the end of the month. I reckon in the next 2 weeks we will start hearing some concrete news on Olise. What else have we got? Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yes, big up, brother. I would like to see Gusto and James play more next season. Well, they're both going to play ample minutes. James is missing the first 3 games of the season through suspension from the red card at Brighton last season. Gusto's going to play a lot. We've got Conference League, domestic cups. There's going to be plenty of minutes to go around. Bowley, Feliciano, and Egbali are clowns alongside this board and SDs. They would not know how to deal with competence. I actually think Bowley's all right. He's taken a massive backseat in footballing decisions. It's and the day-to-day running of the club is very much Egbali and Feliciano that make the footballing decisions along with the sporting directors. Bowley is very much the business side of the club, and again, he only has a 30% share of the club, 30% stake in the club. So his influence is much, much less than the likes of your Egbalis and your Felicianos. When Stanley and Stewart only hired Poch and now Maresca, some of the issues were they also sacked Potter as well. I see huge Olise news coming in the next couple of days. Let's hope so. If this appointment goes wrong, sporting directors need to go. Yeah, and at the end of the day, if Maresca goes wrong, which we're not thinking about now because we all want it to go well, and he's not even put his foot through the door yet. But if it were to go wrong and not work out, then yeah, absolutely. The sporting directors, their heads would have to roll as well. But that's the latest of Michael Olise, guys. Is that we're awaiting a bit more of an update. But he's obviously Chelsea feel they're in a very good position. They've put a lot of groundwork in with the player. The relationship with Joe Shields is massive as well. And it's just a waiting game now. It is just a waiting game now. That's all we can do. That is all we can do right now is just wait it out, because there's going to be, there's going to be something interesting happening. There absolutely is going to be something interesting happening. Very shortly, I'd imagine, with this. You'll get it when you least expect it. When they least expect it. Yes, absolutely. Olise will not sign until he's guaranteed to play in the Olympics. I don't think I mean, that is a part, of course. That is a part that, that's a role that, that could be critical here. Did a basketball get sacked or they go again? No, but I think when you've got this wouldn't be based off one decision. There's a wide consensus that the sporting directors have not done a good enough job, and this would be their second managerial appointment. And if it doesn't work out, then they would need to go, because it's too many mistakes. It's too many mistakes. I don't want to invest in a competent finisher. I don't think it's that they don't want to. I think it's very much that they don't see that as the route to go down. Is my view on it. They don't see that as the route to go down, which is a bit strange. Guys, 202 in the building still, only 140 likes. Come on, people, what are we playing at? Smash the thumbs up button, get this to 150, 160 likes. No reason why we couldn't potentially reach 200 likes. So make sure you run it up, guys. Run those likes up. It's free. It takes seconds to do. I'm not asking for any money, just asking for one very, very small favor. So smash the likes. And of course, keep subscribing to the channel as well as we race towards 10.1k. 3 more subscribers required to reach the halfway mark on that. Let's get this to 10,050 minimum, guys. So smash the subscribe button. And remember, guys, if you're subscribed, you'll be in with a chance of winning a Chelsea shirt of your choice for the upcoming season, with details on the giveaway coming tomorrow. So be subscribed to be in with a chance. And yeah, please subscribe, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. I hope you don't celebrate when we win. I hope that's not directed at me. I don't know. We have no right to even stop Olise from going to the Olympics. He was not our player. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what happens. If he's had permission from Crystal Palace. I mean, Crystal Palace haven't even confirmed if they're going to let him go or not. But if he's had permission from Crystal Palace to go to the Olympics, then, we can't sign him and then say, oh, by the way, mate, you're now not going to the Olympics. We can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. If Olise signing means that he goes to the Olympics, then that's it. That's what has to happen. If he goes to the Olympics, then that's what we need to do. To make it happen. Yes. Now, we can't cancel the Olympics because it's a home Olympics. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And if he's been given permission to go by Crystal Palace, which we don't know yet, then we can't suddenly then be like, nah, you're not going. That doesn't reflect well. And I suspect that could be one of the conditions, one of the principles of him joining would be, look, guys, it's a home Olympics. I've been picked. I want to go and play. That, I think, is something that absolutely, would be part of the deal. I think that's absolutely something that could be part of the deal. But yeah, let's see on that one. Let's absolutely wait and see on that front. But let's move away from this Olise stuff, guys. What's the alternative if we don't get Olise? Chelsea are interested in Crescencio Somerville, the Dutch winger, 22 years of age. Leeds United scored 22 championship goals last season, if I'm not mistaken. Was in the championship team of the year. Had a very good season. Leeds need to sell, having not gone up. And he's one of the obvious candidates. Liverpool are very interested in him. Could be a Dutch link up with Arne Slot there. But he'd be one that they've definitely looked at. I mean, when Ben Jacobs was on the show earlier this week, I did ask him this very question. What are the alternatives if Chelsea don't get Olise? Obviously, he mentioned Somerville, as we know. But he didn't have any other names that have potentially been looked at. So other than Somerville, I can't give you any other names that have been linked with Chelsea in terms of wide areas. Yeah, look, if Olise's got permission from Palace to go, and then we suddenly sign him and say you can't go, that's not great man management. That's really poor in my view. Again, look, Chiesa. I like Chiesa. He's not quite been the same since he picked up that ACL injury, but he's still a very, very good operator. A very good operator. No doubt about it. He's an exceptional operator. Doing really well for Juventus. Can play centrally, play wide. But I think he'll be a big part of new manager Thiago Motta's plans. I think he'll be a massive part of it. Some comparison. I don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah, let's quickly go through a few more bits and pieces, guys, before. I mean, look, Somerville wouldn't be a disaster. Let's quickly go through this report on Armando Broja, who is expected to leave Chelsea this summer. Everton have got strong interest and would like to sign him, but of course, with the uncertainty surrounding the takeover at the club, they're not sure where they're going to get the finances from. Chelsea obviously want to sell him. £30 million the club are looking for, roughly. Whether it's 30, I think it'll be 30 million all in. It definitely won't be £30 million up front. I think it'll be a deal worth up to £30 million. But who reported Guirassy links? Built in Germany. That's like the big German publication, one of their, probably the biggest German publication, like the equivalent of L'Equipe in France, basically. It's the main outlet. Again, don't know how accurate this specific report is, but it's coming from a reliable outlet in general. AC Milan want to sign Armando Broja regardless of the outcome of the negotiations with Joshua Zirkzee. So Milan want to sign Zirkzee from Bologna, £34 million release clause for the Dutch striker. Obviously, he's been called up as a replacement for the Dutch at the Euro 2024. So I don't know if that's going to slow a potential deal down there. But they want to bring two strikers in regardless. So they're going to be looking at Broja in action tonight. Italy versus Albania. Apparently, Milan scouts are going to be there. Hopefully, Broja does well. Adds a few extra zeros onto his price tag. And maybe we can get a situation where Milan will sign him. Although, let's be honest here, Italian clubs are stingy when it comes to transfer business. They want to pay as little money as possible. They want to pay as little money as possible, and they'll try and get away with it as well. They will absolutely try and get away with it, which is not what should be happening at all. So that's the Caicedo aren't in the Olympics. Enzo and Caicedo are not going to the Olympics. Ecuador aren't even in the Olympics, I don't think, and Enzo's not going. No, Guirassy would absolutely be suited to the Premier League. He absolutely would be. No doubt about it. In my mind, he would certainly be suited to the Premier League. But yeah, that's the latest on Broja. AC Milan got strong interest, want to sign him. Obviously, they're going to be scouting him. Reportedly, there's going to be members of an AC Milan delegation in Dortmund tonight for that Italy-Albania game. And we go from there and we see what happens, guys. We see what happens. But yeah, look, I feel confident that we'll get a half-decent fee for Broja. I think he'd be very keen to go to AC Milan. I think AC Milan is a far better move for him than, say, an Everton or a Wolves, for example. I think that would be a really, really good move for him. So let's wait and see what happens on that front. But AC Milan are absolutely interested in Armando Broja. 100% they're interested in him. No, brother, they're not going to the Olympics. They're both playing in the Copa America, which is starting next week. They're both at the Copa America. They are not going to the Olympics. Chelsea are going to sign everybody at this point. No, we're not going to sign everyone at this point. We got players to move on. We've got players to sell. I'm sure there's part of him that will be frustrated by the decision, but I think he'll obviously definitely understand that he's a key part of Chelsea's plans going forward, and he needs to be available for pre-season, particularly under a new manager. It's so important. So important. You know, that's the reality here. And I think he'll understand. Yes, he'll be disappointed. If Pochettino was still here, or if we were doing if we'd done better last season or whatever, then yeah, sure. Maybe it's maybe it'd be a slightly different situation. You know, that's the reality here. Yeah. Let's see what else on that. So yeah, Broja, hopefully we can get a decent deal for him. No, Copa America is not the Olympics. It's the South American Euros. It's like AFCON. So you've got Euros for European teams. You've got the AFCON for the African side. You've got the Asia Cup for the Asian teams. You've got the Copa America for South, Central, and North America. Like they're just the regional tournaments. It's not the Olympics. Yeah, and there's also that as well. Absolutely. What else are we looking at here? No Copa America. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so that's the latest on Armando Broja. And then to round out briefly before the game kicks off in a few minutes' time, we have got a little bit of an update on Nicholas Jackson from Matt Law. Obviously, we know that Jackson suffered what was described as a severe ankle sprain in a World Cup qualifier against the Democratic Republic of Congo earlier this month. There's been no real update on him since then, but Matt Law has provided this small update that Nicholas Jackson had an injury suffered on international duty, checked in London before returning home to Senegal for his holidays. He delivered more than 20 boxes of clothes and boots from his first season at Chelsea to local kids in Senegal. Big up to my guy, Nicholas Jackson, giving back to the community. He will be assessed again later in the summer. So it goes, so basically, by the sounds of it, that doesn't seem like it's that serious then. It doesn't seem like it's too serious with Nicholas Jackson. If it was, I'm sure something would have been flagged up in that assessment. He's going to be reassessed again later in the summer. He's gone on his holidays. You know, the deal, I mean, it can't be that bad, you know. I mean, look, I don't want to get, carried away thinking it's going to be fine, but I think fears that he might miss pre-season or part of the pre-season tour are very much worst case scenario situations. And I suspect that he will play a full part. But yeah, he's going to be assessed obviously later in the summer. And hopefully he gets the all clear and hopefully everything is good. I keep hearing a torn ligament. No, I've not heard anything in regards to a torn ligament. The only official stuff we've heard is from the Senegalese FA saying it has suffered a severe sprain of the ankle. Other than that, we haven't heard anything else. We literally haven't heard anything else. So other than this, that he's been checked out in London and he's going to be assessed again later in the summer. Nah, bro, you're stuck with him. £90 million you spent on him and he just spins around like a Beyblade. So yeah, enjoy. But yeah, that's the latest on Nicholas Jackson, guys. He'll be assessed later in the summer, but there's still been no time frame and no real diagnosis other than severe sprain of the ankle. But he can obviously walk fine and stuff. I mean, there's no suggestion that he's on crutches or anything like that. But ultimately, unless you've seen him, we don't really know if that's the case or not. That's the reality of the situation on this one. But yeah, guys, the game is about to kick off. That seems like a perfect place to round out. We've got through all the Chelsea news in today's stream with just over the hour, which is great. So yeah, guys, I don't think there's anything else to go through. Let me just very quickly check anything last minute coming in. I don't think there is anything new coming in. Let's just double check on that front. No, there is absolutely nothing new coming in. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Big up to every single one of you that's locked into this evening. Good numbers again tonight. Really appreciate the support as always, guys. On the way out, please run the likes up. Smash the like button on the way out, guys. Make sure you do it before you leave. 163 likes. Get this up to 170 on our way out. Smash the subscribe button on the way out as well, guys. You know, we should be moving past 10,050. Absolutely. So, guys, 3 more subscribers. On your way out, smash the subscribe button. Get yourself in with a chance of winning the Chelsea shirt of your choice on the upcoming season. So, yeah, please subscribe on the way out. Please smash the likes. Enjoy the Euros tonight. Enjoy the Spain-Croatia game. Enjoy Italy-Albania. Enjoy whatever you're doing, guys. I'll be back 4 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday afternoon. All your latest Chelsea news. Until then, guys, take care. Up the Chelsea and peace out, people.